Hey Fiona, thanks so much for coming on this Four on a Friday with me. How are you going?
I'm really well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, great. And for those of you that don't know, I'm Liz Patterson and I'm a candidate in the upcoming Surf Coast Shire Council elections for the Torquay Janjak ward. So Fiona, can you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Sure. So as you said, my name is Fiona. I am mother of two beautiful girls. So I've been living here in Torquay Janjak region for 6 years now, just coming up 6 years. And I have always been in the performing arts industry. So I'm an creative educator and practitioner. I'm also a yoga and mindfulness coach. I'm a podcast host and producer talking to youth. So I love to talk to young people and allow them an opportunity to have a voice and be heard. I kind of wear multiple hats, really, very much in the mindfulness wellness space and creating online programs to support people to kind of dig deep, to radiate outwards, really. That's my thing.
That's awesome. I was looking up a bit about you and I was like, wow, she does so many amazing things. I listen to some of your Talking Youth podcasts and it's great. I can really see my kids are a bit younger, but I can, see you touching on some really important issues and in a really approachable way. I listened to the one around dyslexia, that really amazing girl. And yeah, I was like, wow, this is great that there's these sorts of podcasts out there for you.
Yeah, it's been really profound. It's kind of been a COVID project, to be really honest. But yeah, this afternoon I got off a call from an incredible 16-year-old that has, really severe mental health issues, and she was just so open and just really spoke about the stigma associated with not communicating openly and, really trying to conform and fit into a mold, and how if young people could just feel empowered to talk and share, then they would really support each other so much in the healing process, which is really profound for me.
Yeah. And sometimes I think young people can be so much more honest. So it comes across as more profound, doesn't it? Because they sort of cut through some of the things that adults shield everything with. So yeah. And so we'll shuffle along with our questions. What is it that you love about living on the Surf Coast?
Look, first and foremost, I guess, is just our environment, our space, access to the beautiful beach. I was down for hours. I did an adventure with my girls this morning and down Elephant Walk, and then we fed the ducks, and then we got a smoothie, and then we had a picnic. We have spectacular things right on our doorstep. So I think that's potentially my most favourite thing about living in the Surf Coast. And I feel like within my small circumference, I've created a really lovely community as well of, families and mums, and where we support each other, and it's got that really nice vibe within my immediate network as well. So it's a really beautiful place to bring up children, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. You can easily spend a day be lost along the foreshore, can't you, with kids?
Right? Yeah.
Yes. And what's a key challenge that you think is facing our community at the moment?
Look, obviously we're in a very foreign situation, and I personally can genuinely feel kind of the fear in the air in regards to what's been going on. And I do feel the lack of community within Torquay, which is where I predominantly spend most of my time, but the region itself. Look, I'm really passionate about culture and equality and diversity, and I would love to see more of that within our town. I'm in the creative arts. I have been my whole life, and I have an Italian heritage, and I just feel like often I'm in a community environment where perhaps maybe it's not so embracive of all of those things, and I'd love to be in a town that really embraces diversity and equality and culture and creative arts and things like that, so my girls get access to this. I'm from Melbourne originally, and the handful of trips where I've taken my young children to Melbourne, they're just in awe, of what they have access to on their fingertips and how different everyone and everything is. And for me personally, perhaps that's a little bit lacking in the Surf Coast. We do have access to a beautiful beach and surfing and football and all that sort of stuff. But if we could broaden our vision a little more and bring in a bit more culture and diversity within the town, I think it would go a long way, especially for our young people.
Definitely, because that you hit it there in saying, we've got the sporting and the footy and that, but if your kids aren't into that and they have a more creative bent, well, currently there's not a lot for them. There is the plan for the MAC, or the multi-art precinct, multi-art centre, but that's still coming along. So but definitely some more facilities that really focus on performing arts and culture, I think, is important as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what does a healthy, connected community mean to you?
Look, perhaps as a segue from the previous answer, I think it's embracing diversity.
Yes.
Torquay's grown, our region's grown a lot since I moved here 6 years ago. I'm certainly can't say I'm born and bred local of Torquay at all, but it's grown a lot, which is beautiful. It's really nice to see the town flourish. And I love the busyness. I know lots of the locals don't like the tourist times and the busy summer. I love it. I love that hubbub and craziness in the town. I think it's beautiful energy. So I think it's been accepting and embracing, and people don't like change. I'm gonna maybe be a bit cheeky here, and I embrace change. I love change. I think that change is growth, and we all should be growing and changing every single day. If you wake up and do it the same the next day, then you're not on a trajectory in any other way than backwards. So if we can, bit more embracing of different people and different lifestyles. The mum, dad, and the dog, and the 2 kids, and the white picket fence. I don't know. It's old. I'd love to see, the town be really embracive of all the different cultures and all the different families and all the different people. It's interesting, I have a kinder child, and she received some homework earlier this year, and it was in regards to families, and we have a split family, and it was so stereotypical, and it was so old school, and we didn't do the homework because we couldn't relate to it. And I just think that's a really small example of how I would love to see us embrace a bigger picture in the town.
Yeah, that's great. I think you've really touched on a few things there around, the importance of diversity and everybody's not the same, and embracing our differences. I'm a bit of a creature of habit, so I probably do the same thing each morning, but I could stretch myself to do things different too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks so much for your time, Fiona. I really appreciate you having a chat with us. It's always good to hear what people think and what we can do in our community to make it better.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks so much for having me. It was lovely to have a chat.
Great. Thanks. See ya.